Hello. Today I'm here to persuade you that students should not be allowed to have cell phones in school, whether it's at the elementary, middle, or high school stages. Cell phones are a distraction not only to teachers, but to their classmates as well. A cell phone is a distraction no matter where you are, whether you are in a car, a store, church, or school, much less. Instead of students being educated, they are being distracted by text messaging others, as far as their classmates go, playing games on their phone, or receiving or making phone calls to other classmates or people outside of school. Students in all grade levels who have acquired a cell phone are paying less attention to what they should be learning in class. They are more for playing around and goofing off rather than doing what means most to them at this time in their life, which is being educated, enlightened, and refined. In an article titled, How Young is Too Young for a Cell Phone or Smartphone by Marguerite Reardon in November 2011, she quotes Mary Beth Hicks, who is an editor for Family Life. And this is what she says. When you give a child a cell phone, you are giving him or her a lot more freedom and access to a social life that can't be supervised. A lot of parents are blindsided by some things that come up as a result of kids using cell phones. And the truth is, they are the ones providing them that access. Cell phones should not be allowed in school. If a parent should need to get a hold of their child, they should have to call the school like they once did before cell phones came into play. They call the school. That's why schools have secretaries. The secretaries then pass that information on to the student. If the phones are used in school for text messaging and playing around or anything much less, they should be confiscated and given to the parents the first time a warning is given. If the phone shows up again, it should be held by the administrative office until the end of the school year or until the administrators decide when it is best to give it back. In the time that another phone shows up again, the student should be given a discipline referral because the whole reason of going to school is to learn, right? Not learn about playing on your cell phone and what's more important on your cell phone at that time. That's why you have breaks in between classes so you can talk to your friends for the 5-10 minutes you have between classes. Trust me, I grew up without a cell phone. I didn't have my cell phone until I was almost 19 years old. And now my cell phone's with me all the time, but there are times when I leave it at home on accident, and it is kind of nice not having to worry about checking my phone all the time. I am a student in school as well, and it just gives you that much more when you have your cell phone laying on your desk versus in your bag to check your cell phone to see the latest on Facebook or who's text messaging who. So this is what I found out, that in September 2012, the Pew Research Center gives us the latest information of children and cell phones. In fact, 71% of American students ages 12 to 17 owned a cell phone in early 2008. As of September 2012, just a couple months ago, that number has risen to 78%. That's 78 children in 100 out of 100 have a cell phone, which is crazy. There's no reason for children to have cell phones until they're at least in high school. I can understand if you're a full-time parent, leave the phone at home, and when they get home, call in and check on them. You don't need to call in and check on them when they're at school. Or, like I said, call the office and leave a quick note. There's no reason you should send them a quick message wondering how they did on a test that they took that day. That's a conversation that's meant to have at dinner time or bedtime, not while they should be learning in school. And you're not teaching anything to them by doing this. You're showing them that it is okay to text message while they should be learning from their teacher or listening from their instructor. Erin Anderson is a journalist for the Journal Star in Lincoln, Nebraska. And in August 2009, she wrote an article titled Cell Phones in School, Tools or Toys. She says, many families rely on cell phones. They use them to check in with their kids, leave a text message reminder about an after-school doctor's appointment, or handle emergencies. I totally disagree with her there. And like I was saying before, there's no reason that they should have them in school. That's why schools have secretaries. When I was younger, if I had to stay after school for tutoring or if I had a game, my mom said, this is where we're going to meet and this is the time we meet. Same thing as if I went out with my friends, if I went to the mall, my mom told me, you need to be here at 8 o'clock. No ifs, ands, or buts. And it's just giving children more slack. They call their parents and argue with them as far as why they can't stay here or there and why they have to come home early. Pat Hunter Pirtle is a principal of a high school in Lincoln, Southeast High School, and she states, before cell phones, we've had inappropriate pictures being sent. We've had inappropriate language, threatening, bullying, sexual harassment. Those things were originally done outside of school, but since cell phones, they are coming into the school because most people have a video or a camera recorder on their cell phones to be able to capture any of this, or text messaging, just sending out a text message that isn't real, it's a lie, and it can get around within a matter of seconds to hundreds of kids. Once cell phones are not allowed in school, the students will be able to focus and be centered on learning what they should have been learning all along. The students' grades and behavior will, hopefully for the most part, turn around and improve tremendously with the student's attention being given 100% to the teacher. Parents will no longer be contacting their child 24/7 to ask them just a quick silly question. Even if it is important, they can call the school. Many parents have become helicopter parents for not teaching this to their children. They need to accept the fact that it is their own child's fault for not being able to understand what's being taught because they were playing on the cell phone, or they were cheating on their cell phone by taking pictures of the test and passing it on to their friends because they couldn't memorize or study the material the night before. So parents need to understand that it is their child's job to go to school and learn because they are the future of this nation. You cannot tell me that it is healthy for a child to have their mind on their phone versus on the teacher and digesting the information that is being taught. Therefore, we need to unite as one and ban all cell phones for students from being welcome on school property. Thanks so much.